Yes, people, what's going on? Hopefully you can now hear me. I'm AdamMcKola. Manchester United have beaten Omonia 3-2 in Cyprus. I'm in Malta. I've not long landed here. I'm in Malta and I've landed here and I've seen the result. Now, I've managed to check out the goals, check out everything else, and I've seen the goals. I've seen United's performance. I've got the gist of things. So we're going to sit here right now and discuss all things Manchester United, all things Omonia, 2-3 today in the Europa League, and Manchester United getting their win. Marcus Rashford grabbing 2 more goals for his tally this season, and Anthony Martial getting a goal as well, which was absolutely fantastic for Manchester United. So United getting goals through Martial and Rashford, getting that win as well, not getting the clean sheet we were after. And you know what? Your goal difference could be important come the end of this run, because obviously we've got to hope that we can leapfrog Real Sociedad in order to skip one of those games that you could potentially have later on, in the knockout stages. So Manchester United need to make sure we can get that result, and hopefully we can turn things around at the top of the table. Now, today's result, good result. Not good defensively. Ronaldo, I think Ronaldo had a good game, but he'd be screwing not to score today. I think from what I saw, Jadon Sancho didn't have the best time of it. Come off at half time, you have to be asking yourself, what's going on with him and the manager at the moment? Is the manager just trying to build him up and get him back into the swing of things, or is it a simple case of Jadon Sancho is just struggling at the moment? When I seen their goal, the opening goal, I thought, whilst you can say there's a lot to go on after that, and there's a lot to go on. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by some of the comments. Even though you can see there's a lot more to happen before United concede, I do feel that's Sancho's fault. He shouldn't have dropped that ball back out to Raul Malacia. Raul Malacia was surrounded. He couldn't do much. Do you know what I mean? So I do feel like that was Jadon Sancho's fault. You shouldn't be passing back there. But there was so much space between there and the goal. We got caught out massively. Do you know what I mean? Got caught out absolutely massively. And we need to be defending a lot better than that. People are getting on Jadon Sancho's case at the moment. And whilst I understand that his performances haven't been great and we can expect a lot more from him, he has had a few good moments, the Liverpool goal, the Southampton goal, I think, Leicester goal. So I wouldn't get carried away, as some people are, in absolutely lambasting Jadon Sancho, calling him crap, this, that and the other. Because it's literally this season where he's scored some crucial goals and he's delivered for Manchester United. So I just think that's a little bit naive. It's early on in the season. He's probably still not fully fit. Obviously, he needs to improve and he needs to get fit. And like Hamza says, we haven't paid all that money just for the odd moment. So we need consistency from him. And I'd like to think under this manager, he can deliver that consistency. But yeah, I'm not panicking about Jadon Sancho yet. I'm not going to panic about that. I think he'll turn it around. I think he'll get better. I think he'll be okay. But it wasn't a great performance, and his last couple of performances haven't been great. And coming off at half-time against Omonia isn't a good look, is it? And when you see the likes of Anthony Martial coming on, scoring straight away, boom, that's going to make it even more difficult for you to come on. Now, Hamza says, why is it he's not taking anyone on? I think he's one of those players that needs players around him for that 1-2, to drag people out of position and stuff like that. So maybe it's something he's got to work on. We saw in pre-season he built a great relationship with Diogo Dalot. Obviously, that's frizzled away a little bit. But hopefully he can continue that again. Cristiano Ronaldo not scoring today. He hit the post from an absolute sitter. Normally he puts them away with his eyes closed, you know what I mean? Diogo Dalot passed it to him in the 6-yard box and he hit the post. It's not going his way at the minute for club or country. I saw him for Portugal kind of not doing too well as well. We need Cristiano Ronaldo to return to goals, because Anthony Martial, he's in form at the moment, he's scoring goals, but we know that he could get an injury or something. We need Cristiano Ronaldo on form. We need Cristiano Ronaldo scoring. We need Cristiano Ronaldo, to be a valid part of the squad. So, we need to get him scoring. We need to get him firing. And it is sad to see Cristiano Ronaldo missing chances like that. He's not had a great season so far, has he? And it's why I was saying, I was getting heavily criticised for saying that Cristiano Ronaldo shouldn't necessarily be starting for Manchester United. I said it at the weekend, in reaction to people going mad because he never started against Man City. And I was sitting there thinking, Cristiano Ronaldo shouldn't be starting these games. Anyway, his form isn't good enough at this moment in time. And we've seen it there again today. You're going to start a game at the weekend against Everton. Anthony Martial's going to be in that. Marcus Rashford's going to be in that. Anthony looked dangerous today. You'd probably say Anthony too. So Sancho, Ronaldo not in that team. You've got to get your form up. And it's good to have those players there, have that competition there and all those kind of things. But you have to get your form up. You know what I mean? You have to. And you can't expect to be in the team, whether you're Cristiano Ronaldo, Jadon Sancho, or whoever, if you're not performing. We're still 3 points behind Real Sociedad, who also won their game today. So United will have to go and beat Real Sociedad, really. You're looking at beating them at their ground in order to get ourselves going in it and get ourselves top of the table. We've got a lesser goal difference than them at the moment. Obviously, their head-to-head's better than ours. But if we can go to their ground and beat them 2-0, we could possibly go ahead of them and top that league. Thoughts on Alessandro's performance today, says Nader. Again, I was on an aeroplane, so I've not seen the full game. I remember seeing one bit and I was like, that's impressive. And then I seen another bit where I thought, could have done better there. So I've not seen the full game, so I can't comment on his whole performance. But from the little bits that I saw, he did okay. But obviously, we need to get Varane back alongside him as well. And conceding 2 goals against someone at the level of Omonia isn't good. Especially when you look at the goal that we conceded first. That defense, where was the defense? I know Jadon Sancho shouldn't be playing that pass back, but geez, where's the defense? Do you know what I mean? George says Lisandro is so good on the ball and line breaking passes. Defensively, I'd have to watch the goals back. I think he got a little deflection on their first goal as he tried to get back, but I don't think it was his fault, like George says in the comments. Fresh Prince says if Ronaldo's not good enough, form is not good enough, how is Sancho and Bruno starting? I think Bruno, we haven't really got an alternative. Sancho, I don't think he'll start against Everton. I think you'll see Martial. I think you'll see Rashford. I think you'll see Anthony. So I think they will be held accountable for their form, but you've also got to consider that we haven't been able to, play everybody because of different reasons, fitness or common return. So we have to build these players' fitness up as well. Renato says Ronaldo's performance is due to a lack of pre-season. Maybe so, but his lack of pre-season is down to him not turning up to pre-season. Now you could say obviously he had his family issues and all those kind of things. They lost a child and all that last season. I wouldn't want to wish, I don't know how it is to go through that. So maybe that's why he's had his time off. But ultimately, he wasn't there for pre-season, and it's important for him to be there for pre-season, especially under a new manager. I don't quite feel Ronaldo should be starting at the moment. I just don't. George says first goal definitely isn't Martinez's fault. We read that one out. Ericsson at the 10 with Fred and Casemiro in behind, maybe, says Cisco. Put Martial up front against Everton, says Dimes. I'm looking forward to Rashford, Martial, Anthony front 3, but I'm not looking forward to Everton away, says George. And Hamza says, I think Martinez has equal talent to Saliba. Controversial opinion. I don't think that's a controversial opinion. I think Saliba's been absolutely fantastic this season, to be honest, for Arsenal, and I think it was great last season in France as well. But it's very early on. It's very small sample sizes. I think people need to calm down a little bit with how excited they may get with some of these things. So look, today Manchester United win 3-1. Casemiro got a start. We also saw, obviously, Jadon Sancho come off at half-time. Casemiro getting a start's important. He came off as a substitute later on in the game for McTominay with about 10 minutes to go. Now, does that mean he's not going to play on the weekend or what? I'm not sure. What about Donny, says Aniket? Donny van der Beek's out of here, innit? It doesn't look like Donny van der Beek's going to be here for very, very long. Yeah. What's your ideal midfield pairing for the next game? Casemiro has to start. Then you feel like Eriksen has to start. So then you go in, do you play a little bit more defensively or do you play a little bit more open? So then it comes down to, do you play Bruno or McTominay so you can play 2 sitting or 1 sitting? I'd go with Casemiro, Eriksen, Bruno again. That's if Casemiro's fit enough to start. Eriksen needs a rest, man. How many times are we going to play him? Casemiro and Eriksen could be a good balance. George says, I thought Casemiro was a bit sluggish, but he grew into the game once Bruno left. How far do you think we managed to get in Europa this season? We have to be one of the favourites for it, don't we? We have to. Quite simply. We have to be one of the favourites for it. Obviously, there's going to be teams coming out from the Champions League and all that. But we have to consider ourselves to be one of the favourites. As simple as that. So Manchester United winning today. 3-2 win. That's in the bag. Happy days in that end. Hopefully we can continue this winning form. Although we need to shore things up. And we need to perform better against Everton. Although Everton haven't been tearing things up, they have been performing a little bit better and fighting like a team now. So we'll need to go there and be at it. We'll need to be at it. It's as simple as that. And fingers crossed we can make that happen. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Still a long way to go. We've got, again, Omonia next week. If we can beat them, then obviously we'll have some more points in the Europa League, and it will mean we'll go into those final 2 games, meaning if you beat Real Sociedad and you beat Sheriff, you'll get top of the group. But we know it's not going to be as straightforward as that, is it? So let us know your thoughts. 7 o'clock kickoff is strange on the weekend. The reason it's at 7 o'clock is because of the fact that it was originally meant to be played on a Saturday. It was going to be a TV game. And because it got moved to Sunday, there's already televised games at 2 and 4. So in order to fit it into a television slot, they had to put it in at 7 o'clock. Helps us because it's further away from this game. We can get a little bit more rest into the players. But overall, we know the drill, man. We need to be winning on the weekend. There's no excuses. Am I seeing good glimpses of tactical decisions from Ten Hag? I haven't. Again, I can't judge it off this game today. But I have been impressed with his ability to change things during the game. I also think at times, because he's still getting to know people, like he allowed Scott McTominay maybe a game too many in his form. Like, I think once he knows players, he knows, all right, I shouldn't have started McTominay against City. Maybe him start, but we need someone next to him. He's not the guy on his own to play against City. And I think he'll learn things about that, like from his players as he goes on. But I think the tactical side, I've never been worried about the tactical side. Even once we got beat by Brentford, once we got beat by City, I'm confident in this manager turning things around and getting it right at Manchester United. And if he can't get it right, I don't know who can. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. United win. Anthony Martial scores again. I want you to put the word out there, Martial FC, that we're back up. Yes, we're back up. Martial scores again. Marcus Rashford scores again as well. How many goals is that for Martial? Sub-appearance against Liverpool. He got an assist. Sub-appearance against City. He got 2 goals. Sub-appearance today. He gets a goal. 3 goals and an assist in 3 sub-appearances. Who the fuck needs Erling Haaland? Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're keeping it locked. I'm out of here. Tony Marshall came from France.